breakfast, and it wasn't just cooked by mum and dad, and she said, oh, we'll take some photos. I said, yeah, photos of you in action. That would prove that you were doing it. Nothing big and strenuous, but it's great to get those conversations talking about, well, how do you go about making French toast? How do you? She had a little bit of a snippet of how to do it, but there'll still be that learning from mum or dad, and then next time she does it on her own. And there's the proof that she has learned how to do the French toast. Mrs. B, you had some ideas of what you could do, and will that disrupt it? Will it disrupt it? It's quite small. We might be able to, people might be able to look at that after perhaps, but there are examples here, it's not rigid, of what you can do with children in those 4 areas there. Okay? It's not the be all and end all, but some ideas. Okay, and that's what I was saying about, so what's the evidence of your challenge? And it's sort of proved to us you've completed the task, and it's not your parents, it's not your siblings, it can be supported by the parents but not done for you by parents. Not getting too caught up also in the pretty bling presentations. Who remembers going back to their school and colouring in borders on projects? I do, you know, burning the edge of the map. You know, that's okay, but if you're doing it every time, the same thing, are you actually building on what you've learned? Once could be exciting, especially when the flame gets away and the map starts to go on fire, but you've got to keep questioning, so what's the new challenge here? How can we present this differently, in a different way perhaps? Okay? And of course the sharing, pride in your sharing. When you bring it back to your classroom, these projects here, I see Seth would have had to talk about his camping out, wouldn't he? And who's over here? Ryan, he was at the coast.
Ryan, would you like to explain a little bit about us? Just from where you are, what was this about? What did you do on the sand dunes? Why was that?
Because the water keep motion.
And taking away the... So even now, this is last year, Ryan can still talk about it. The learning obviously was huge because he's remembered it so well.
And experiences, hey, hands-on for kids, they really remember them. You know, there's the concept of erosion, isn't it? Things erode.
Like that's just kind of joining in community front, which they going in anyway.
Yes, and some kind of can spill over into other dimensions, you know, like you could be helping out the community do the planting of the dunes. I don't know, this is just, you just got to watch, you're not doing one thing but dipping into 2 different categories. You've got to decide which it is. Is it service and giving, or is it a physical outdoor challenge, or which one of it is? So, senior pride in terms of seniors, it's a Wednesday lunchtimes. Teachers give up their time to sit down with the children, say, how's it going? How's your planning going? Have you thought about what will you do next? Now what do you need to do? All those questions and get them thinking, and if need be, maybe they can say, oh, I thought this could be useful for you. I've been thinking about your project, and help them out. So it really is a support time. Sit down and have a chat about their project they're doing, discuss ideas and ways they might present evidence. So there's the things that are asked. So the teacher might write some comments on that planning page as to, okay, have you thought about what you might do, etc., etc. And just as it says in the bridge comments, not just suggestions, yeah? In terms of junior pride, okay, Mrs. B, you want to talk about how you went about it last year with these ones?
Okay, well it was sort of a learning curve for me too, but because of it being the beginning of pride for these children, I I don't want to kill it. I don't want to put them off doing it when they get into their older years. I mean, they've got another 4 or 5 years left of schooling. So I wanted to keep it fairly low key. So it was just the meetings really just took the form of touching base in the morning on your way through the classroom, saying, well, this is what we're planning to do for Pride. You know, what do you reckon? And we'll just bounce ideas off each other. The big thing is thinking of talking through with your student, with your child, how they can present it, how they can present the evidence of their learning. The best way to go about it. A good idea too is to start looking at the yearly program. That's on there. You'll all get, if you decide to sign up for Pride, you'll get one of these, for Junior Pride. It's similar to the one I've had up there. And just go through it with them and say, well, gee, this would be a really good one to do at calf club time. You could take your animal and do a diary, keep a diary about it. Or this would be a great one to do now because our family's planning to go camping and make that your feature. So try and fit it in with things that you're doing during the year. But the big thing I think with the juniors is keep it low key. And as long as you've passed it by me, what you're planning to do, we fill in, you'll all get a little folder for this challenges to be kept in. You get a form to fill in, just without too much detail, what your planning sheet. Yeah, but keep it low key and keep it fun. No? I think that's a big thing. Don't put too much emphasis on having to produce, as Rob said, the bling, the big fancy projects. In fact, some of these last year, if you don't mind me showing, Devon, beautifully hand-done work. Devon just brought this along in a booklet form, just on paper. And I said, wow, wouldn't that look good if we laminated it? So Devon actually fed it through the laminator. And then we put a ring on it and hung it on the wall so we could share it with others. We read it, presented it to the class. As you can see, it doesn't always work. Part of the learning. And then this was the cake you made, wasn't it, for the police, the thank you cake. So I mean, it doesn't have to be, you know, time-consuming, real flash, fancy work. Devon's dinosaur poster over there, but man, the learning that you had from that visit. Where did you go to start the dinosaur one off? I think you started walking with dinosaurs, you went to the show. Oh, that sparked something in Devon and he was away. So the big thing is being able to talk to it and present it. Talk to it confidently and share the learning. You can keep it fun and low key.
Yeah, capture that interest. And it might be like a show you went to, spark something, right? And suddenly the child wants to find out more about that. Well, that couldn't have come from a textbook, could it? Because you couldn't predict what they were actually going to come across and actually go, oh, gee, I want to find out about that. It might be something that happens at your place. It might be that wood pigeon flying and breaking your window. It could be something that sparks something that I want to find out more, and that sows a seed. So we can't always plan from the very outset start of the year. It can be a long journey. We call them journeys, eh? And of course, parental support is going to be expected. You know, what happens down the junior end, there's going to be more input, more support than as you get up the ranks into year, you know, the upper years of schooling. Okay. And I think that was pretty much. Oh, yeah, it just goes into what year 3. That's that guiding, more parent involvement. May even write up challenge sheet. Year 4, supported discussion, shared ideas. Year 5, developing independence, discussion, potential, ideas. Year 6, driving their learning, sounding board, bouncing ideas, encouraging to go that bit further, question, question, question. Okay? Going up the ranks. Okay? Because we want these kids, we want them to be thinkers and being able to manage themselves and be lifelong learners. Just because school finishes, you walk out the gate, doesn't mean you stop learning. We all know that. There's heaps of